Hello, everybody. It's been a while. Welcome to another episode of The Game Chair with your host, the host with the most, Vince Gatlin. How's it going, guys? You know, it just kind of baffles me because why are spin-off games a thing? I don't understand. Um, we're getting Dragon Quest Heroes in October, which I'm pretty excited about. Yet it seems like Square Enix is kind of reluctant to release actual numbered um, titles of the series. Like, Dragon Quest 11. I saw some awesome looking footage of Dragon Quest 11, the PS4 version and the 3DS version. Um, Online, I saw some really cool footage, and I'm hearing now that there are no plans to release it in America so far. I mean, there could be further on down the road, but it just seems like Square Enix is so reluctant to release like numbered titles, but they'll release a spin-off game like it's nobody's biz. I mean, do they think the hack and slash thing will appeal more to American gamers? I don't know. Um, I mean, Hero still looks good, but I mean, I'd rather just play a numbered title. And I know that sounds kind of assholish and closed-minded, but and I'm sure it's going to be great. It's just going to be something different. It might be kind of cool seeing something different done with that universe, but yeah, it's going to be like Dynasty Warriors in the same vein that Hyrule Warriors was to the Legend of Zelda series, which I mean, I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game, but they must be pretty damn good because people are modeling games after them. Um, Dragon Quest 11 looks like it's going to be phenomenal. Um, the DS version really caught my attention. I feel like the way they're doing it, it sounds like it could be a really cool experience. Like the top screen is going to have the game world and your character and everything in 3D graphics, and the bottom screen is going to have it in 2D classic Dragon Quest graphics. And I think you can switch between the two, and it just seems so cool. And I understand that localization is a problem sometimes, and it costs companies more money, but I don't feel like they always do it the right way. Um, Recently a rep from Nintendo said that sometimes they lose money with localization, but Nintendo, I mean, whenever they released Xenoblade Chronicles, it was a GameStop exclusive, wasn't it? I think it was. And I mean, there wasn't that much advertising or anything, not that I saw. But I just don't feel like it's being done the right way. Um, oh yeah, another thing about the spin-offs being released and not any actual titles. Fatal Frame, a few years back, Fatal Frame had a game called Spirit Camera, the Cursed Memoir, something like that for the 3DS, and it was a Fatal Frame spin-off, super gimmicky. I mean, you use your DS and take pictures of ghosts that appear in your room and stuff, and they'll release that, but they won't give us Deep Crimson Butterfly, Fatal Frame 2 for the Wii. I mean, it just, I don't understand. I don't understand these things. But another piece of exciting news, Resident Evil 2 has actually been officially announced, and I'm really excited about this news. But at the same time, I'm very cautiously optimistic about it because I know Capcom and I know how um, recently they've been trying to please the mainstream gamers way more than the hardcore old school fans of the series. I just hope they really stay true to the original, um, in the same way that the remake of the original game, Resident Evil 1, stayed true to that. Um, I hope they, and I made a video not too long ago about fixed camera angles and stuff. That was before I knew anything about this, but I hope they keep the fixed camera angles. I hope they don't force a partner on you. Um, I can see them going the route where it's over the shoulder and then Leon and Claire together throughout the whole game and stuff. And, I hate to sound old fashioned, but I mean, that's just not Resident Evil 2. That's just like taking Resident Evil 2 and trying to make it be a modern Resident Evil game rather than remaking it, with modern technology. you know, that's more of like a reimagining, I'd say. And I can see them trying to do something like that. And I don't like it. I don't buy that. I know a lot of people like Resident Evil for the multiplayer aspect and stuff like that, but I mean, this isn't a new Resident Evil game. It's Resident Evil 2 being remade, and you know they need to keep it as true to that as possible. And you know, maybe add some new rooms, some new twists and surprises and stuff, as long as it keeps consistency with the old game. I feel very strongly about that. You know, I feel like, you know, Capcom can keep making Resident Evil games how they're making them. You know, Resident Evil Revelations 2 was really good. I really liked it. They can keep making the newer ones like that, but if you're going to remake the older one, let it stay close to the older game. Um, but, you know, and if I don't like it, I'm not the kind of person to sit there and dwell and dwell and dwell. If I don't like what they do with it, you know, there's always the older one to fall back on. I mean, I know it's outdated, but I freaking love outdated games. I mean, I like them better than I like newer games, so no problem in that. Um, you know, I like the. I've learned to love the flaws and the flawed mechanics of older games, and you know, I've learned to work around them and stuff. And to me, they're not even so much flawed. You know, it's kind of like fans of Star Wars, how you know the fans of the original Star Wars trilogy fell in love with the trilogy as a whole, even the flaws, even how outdated it was. And then when George Lucas added all the extra stuff to those old movies, you know, a lot of fans got really mad because that's not the movies they grew up with. You know, they learned to love the flaws even. You know, so I can see how people were kind of upset about that. And if they end up doing that with Resident Evil 2, I'll probably be kind of mad. Um, and granted, I know there's going to be differences. So it's not quite the same as the Lucasfilms. Well, I mean, that's really all I wanted to talk about, but, you know, I've been slacking on making my videos. I think it's because I've just been trying to do too much at once. So I'm not gonna have skits on the openings of my videos anymore. It's just gonna be the game share videos themselves, and the skits will come. You know, if I want to make a skit, it'll come separately, and I'll post it on my YouTube. So, you know, I know all you guys are just, oh man, people have been blowing me up, asking when my next video is gonna be. Not really, not at all. I just make these things because I make them. But you guys take it easy and game on.